Welcome and good morning, Essex County College family. This is episode 13 of the Virtual Cafe. We hope you're all doing well. Today, we are having mask chat. So during the times of COVID-19, this pandemic has swept the nation with fear of catching this awful virus. So, of course, we've adapted by switching to face masks. This is the episode we hope we never have to make, but we want to help put some good positive messages about masks out there and also show you which ones might be the best and which ones definitely are not the best for you. Miss Hunt, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. I definitely share in your sentiment. I was probably one of the naysayers in the beginning. I'm not wearing any mask. I'm not wearing any gloves. Forget that. I'm immune, is what I said often. But if you have to go out, even to like your local corner store, you are required to wear a mask and sometimes wear gloves also. The mask I don't mind as much. The gloves probably are the biggest thing that I have a problem with, and it's just because people don't realize the cross contamination effect. If you are going to wear gloves, that's fine. But if you wear gloves, you need to have an overabundance of them and you need to change them often. There's no such thing as putting hand sanitizer on gloves. That's not a thing. It doesn't work. All you're doing is spreading the germs around. Now, secondly, the thing to remember about gloves is if you have on gloves and you touch the doorknob and your phone and your face and the gloves are used to protect you. What you don't realize is that if I am not wearing gloves, you've now introduced all of the germs that you were trying to avoid to me. And and I may be, one sided on this. I may be the only one that feels this way, but as far as I'm concerned, gloves should be minimalized, or we need to do better in educating people about cross contamination. Um, Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about the gloves. I don't wear them. I'm much more of a proponent of washing my hands and hand sanitizer as opposed to um, giving you my germs or have me having to pick up your germs.
Yeah, I skipped the gloves too. Like you said, it's just passing, germs around constantly. And I'd rather just sanitize my hands when I get home and do my best not to touch my face while I'm at the store picking up stuff, but definitely always put a mask on.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
so let's get into it. So we got a variety of masks out there. We got a lot of people trying to sell you masks out there at home, folks. I'm sure Amazon sales are going through the roof, and Target and Walmart and all that good stuff, and also a lot of independent people on Etsy and other sites, making homemade masks. So we're gonna go through a couple of masks that we've encountered so far. Um, this seems to be the best one and disposable as well. This one works awesome. It's very, very light on your ears. Okay, obviously I can't put it around my headset, but um, yeah, this one is awesome. This is the one you frequently see on the ground outside of stores. Don't do that. Don't add more litter to the earth with your germs on it. It's even worse. But yes,
Definitely, please dispose of your PPE properly. It definitely doesn't belong on the ground. And if you do drop it on the ground, please just grab a tissue and pick it up. I am bothered by how much PPE I see on the ground, and it seems to have created a bigger problem than we already had when it comes to pollution.
that's right. Absolutely. Um, you can get these in a box of about 50. They're relatively cheap and they are disposable. I'm definitely guilty of wearing it multiple times. You're not supposed to do that. But if you do happen to do that, just make sure you're always keeping the side you have to your face always to your face. So you don't want to put this dirty side to your face like I just did because I just got all those germs. That's okay. Anyway,
Wait,
um,
wait, wait. There was something else to mention about those. And forgive me for my naivete in not remembering properly. I think it's blue that's out, but it's if it's on one side, it's to prevent germs from coming to you. If you turn it on the other side, it's to prevent your germs from getting out. So you want to be
correct.
mindful of that also. So if you are sick or have some type of symptoms, you don't necessarily want the blue side faced out. You want the white faced out.
All right, good. Well, now I know I've been doing that right. That's good to know.
Yeah.
You don't want people thinking you're sick when you're not, because then they run away from you like you're a
That
minotaur
fear,
or something. Yeah.
that fear. So let me jump in real quick. And it's because of the mask that you just uh showed. I have this mask, and yes, everyone knows I'm a Giants fan. Go Big Blue all day.
Nice.
And I just got this one, and you don't know when you ordering from people what materials they're using, what type of filter you'll be able to put in, how it's supposed to be done. Um, and that's something to be precautious about. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you. So this mask has fabric on the inside, but it's sewn on both edges for the strings, which is great. But there's no way for me to put an actual filter into this mask. So if you look straight through, you can see the giant sign. That's not protecting me. That's not protecting you. Yes, you have something, it's better than nothing, but you should take the extra step to put a filter into this mask. Now, what I would probably do, and like I said, this mask is new to me, I would probably take Joe, the mask that you just had, and I would use this as a mask cover. And put just go ahead.
No, exactly. You're right. It's a vanity mask. So I have one of those too, but it includes what you're saying. So this is a mask like from someone on Etsy. You know, these are made by tons of people to help out with relief efforts and to help out doctors and nurses, and they also sell them. So this is probably like a $15 mask, and it goes over like this. These straps are much, much thicker than these thin rope straps. So these actually do hurt your ears, and they bend your ears forward when you wear them. So it's kind of uncomfortable, but it does have this section in the middle. So if you wanted to drop in a mask, obviously a lot more diligently and carefully than I am right now, but you could position that mask inside, as you can see. Okay. So you have that extra protective layer over your fabric vanity mask. So there's that.
Okay, so in addition to using one of the smaller masks inside one of the mask covers, I've also learned these are shop towels. I got this from Walmart in the auto section. It is thick enough and breathable enough. I think it's 3 times stronger when it's wet, and it absorbs solvents because cars have a lot of different chemicals and liquids that come out of it. And for the most part, these are the towels that are used to help minimize those messes and clean up those messes. So they're very, very strong and durable. This cost me about $3 for the roll. But this is what I'm using as a filter in masks that I actually can put a filter into. And that's this mask over here. Uh, like you, Joe, I have an insert where I can put something. So in addition to shop towels, maybe you don't have $3 and you're not going to Walmart to get them. Other filters that you can use household. Pantyhose is a good filter. It's breathable. It helps to stop whatever particles would be coming through. And they're finite. The holes on pantyhose are very, very small, but it still makes it breathable. And that's why it's an okay filter. Coffee filters are, again, filters. You can actually, Joe, where you and I have the sleeve to insert a filter, you can cut a coffee filter down and stick that into your mask and use that as a filter as well.
All right, see that? So if you're purchasing a cloth, fabric or vanity mask off the internet, as long as that has a hole for an insert in it, and it's okay if you don't have an awesome mask or filter to put in there, you can do the DIY tips that Miss Hunt just suggested. You can cut up some pantyhose. You can use those heavy duty, that roll of shop paper towels, and that stuff like that will work to help keep you protected and safe when you're out there. If you have a mask that looks cool but doesn't have the extra protective element that ultimately we're all going for.
Okay. Say also, let me note on this mask, and I love this mask. This is my favorite mask. It says "Made in Wakanda," Black Panther. Yep, Wakanda forever. I'm one of
Wakanda,
those.
what up?
So what I also wanted to note was you can't see it, but there is a metal bar in my mask that pinches on my nose, and I know that us glasses wearers have and will have do have a very hard time trying to breathe and not fog up our glasses and be safe. it happens to me often, and I'm pretty sure it happens to you, Joe, and glasses wearers across the world. I did not do research to find out what you can put on your glasses lenses to protect them from fogging up. I know that there's such a thing, but I don't want to really jump out that window. I would suggest if you do know what type of mask you're getting, you just make sure that you have the ability to adjust it in a way that you're not fogging up your glasses continually. So mine is this little metal piece here, and I can pinch it onto my nose, up under my glasses, and it keeps my glasses from getting all foggy.
Absolutely. So yeah, so for those of you wearing glasses at home, that is crucial. Now, if you go back to these medical masks, these also have that crease on the top there so you can bend it around your nose. That is crucial. If you are wearing glasses, the best thing that you can do, I'm going to actually show you on, this is my good mask, as I say. So this mask is a cloth mask. Okay, it's very reminiscent of Mortal Kombat, like Scorpion and Noob Saibot and whatnot.
Definitely.
This mask on the back of it, this is a stretchy one, and it also has a side pocket here, which expands to be really big. You could put like a Hershey bar in there. You can put whatever you want in there for later. But if you want to put extra PPE, it's great to stick right in there. It covers the entire front of the mask. But what's great about these masks is it's completely cloth here. Now, this isn't cheap felt. This is actually very, very thick fiber. But this around here is nice and soft around the ears, which is crucial. Much like these, having the tiny rope, that's why it'll feel good and not pull your ears forward. These can be tied twice. Okay, they have two strings coming from the side. These are available on Etsy and on Amazon. You can really, really play around with the adjustment and get it feeling good on your head. That way you can kind of just let it hang around your neck when you're not using it, like in the car. It's very important. You don't need to wear these when you're in the car by yourself. I understand a lot of folks want to avoid touching their face and things like that, but also you don't want to suffocate in the car and have some awful, horrible thing happen to you. So don't wear them when you're by yourself. It's a pretty safe bet. If you're in your car and you're driving with no one else in the car, you don't need to wear the mask. That's for when you're with other people to protect you and to protect others in case you're feeling ill. But this
Right.
mask has been my favorite so far. It's very, very comfortable around the ears. Very, very, very great. This mask here is not going to help you do anything, okay?
No,
A
no,
mask
no.
like this, not going to do anything for you. Okay?
Definitely not. Definitely
Yeah,
not.
not going to help out at all. And
You
I'll
can,
tell you,
you
I actually have a mask that's even worse than that, okay, folks? This is very, very important. Now, when you go to Target, at the checkout line now, they have end caps and products for you that while you're standing waiting in line to purchase, they're hoping you're going to purchase. This is one of those items, and they only sell it near the front of the store. Do not buy this item. I'm going to show you why, okay? Now, Bella Canvas, this is the name of the company. This is slightly misleading, making you think it might be a canvas mask, but it actually doesn't tell you what kind of mask, what kind of fabric it is, okay? But when you're shopping at Target for all other essential items and you see that they're attempting to provide you with, ease and accessibility to masks, and you see something like this and it's $15 for 10 masks, you say to yourself, wow, it's going to be a great deal. I'm going to pick up these 10 masks for $15. Yeah, here is why it's $15 for 10 masks. This is a piece of felt that they've cut holes into, okay? If you can see it, this is literally just a piece of felt from Rag Shop or Michael's that you could have purchased the roll of the felt, which would have been cheaper than the $15 you would have spent, okay? This is very, very misleading packaging. You need to pay attention to all packaging, and if you're unsure, ask a sales associate before you make a purchase. There's a lot of masks out there, but these will just rip, right around your ear. I can rip it like that right off with my hand, okay? These
wow.
are horrible. This is a horrible, horrible thing. I see a lot of folks buying them. We even spoke to someone that worked at the store that said that they were selling like crazy. So try to stay away from multi-packs of masks at cheap prices, seemingly cheap prices for the quantity of masks you're getting. They're not always the best. I would advise sticking to getting a couple really good, reliable masks that you may have dropped 15 or 20 bucks on for one mask that has the pouch for an insert. So if you can get yourself, like me and Miss Hunt have done, with a couple reliable masks and just keep washing the mask and keep swapping out the insert, then that's your best bet. But stay away from multi-packs of masks. They are not worth your time. What do you think
I
about that, Miss
definitely,
Hunt?
yeah. I agree with you 122%, and I'm glad you just said what I was about to say. I was going to say, again, I said in the beginning, I was a naysayer. I was not going to wear the mask. It's not something that I wanted to do. The initial report from the CDC said that you would not wear a mask unless you felt sick, had symptoms, or something to that sort. So I was not on the wear mask bandwagon. Um, in in that, I only purchased one mask. And that was approximately maybe a month ago, and I might be overshooting. Maybe it was 2 or 3 weeks. But the point is, because I only have the one mask, I have to be very, very mindful of my outside to inside ratio, the times when I can clean it, how I'm cleaning it, what I'm cleaning it with, the filter that's in it, and different things that you have to be mindful of those things. And you don't want to only have one mask. You need to have multiple so you can swap them out so they can air and you can wash them properly and they can be properly maintained. So do yourself a favor. If you only have one mask, definitely do go get another one. I am not above the bandana method. Also, I will use the bandana and put the shop towel in between the crease that I make and tie it and still and maybe even tuck it up under my chin or something. And you can homemade masks are fine also. We, you know, if you have it to spend, great, but we don't need to overextend or overspend on masks because of your level of fright. You can do DIYs, you can do at home, you can do makeshift. I guess the important part is to make sure that whatever you're doing, you're make sure that it's maintaining its level of cleanliness and that you're using it properly.
Absolutely. Yeah. So small amount of masks, keep them clean, give yourself time to air them out. All awesome guidelines from Miss Hunt. If you are interested in a mask like this that is very comfortable around the ears and has this pouch here to stick whatever insert you like in, this is from a company called Citizens of Humanity. If you look it up on the internet, you can get a pack of 5 of these for the whole family. It costs $34 when you think about it. We're talking
$7.
$7 a mask. It's a pretty good deal, and you can
Not
stick
bad.
whatever inserts you want in there. Yeah, so that's a good deal. Check it out. We want everybody to stay safe. We hope you're following guidelines. Just make sure we're not saying watch, all the news briefings every day and be glued to, TV and whatnot, but definitely, stay abreast of the changing guidelines. That is the main idea here, is that the guidelines are changing. We are going to be returning slightly to how things were shortly. Parks are going to be opening up soon, but I do not think that masks are going to be going anywhere. I think that's going to become part of our culture to keep everybody safe. And it does mix in a little bit with a national fear we now have of things like a pandemic, now that it's been made real for us and we understand how devastating and how widespread it can be.
Just be mindful.
Yeah, so just be very mindful of your mask wearing, of other people, of the constant changing guidelines, okay? Because originally the guideline from CDC was only wear a mask if you have COVID-19 and you're experiencing symptoms, if you're sick. And now everybody needs to wear a mask. Even when you go to 7-Eleven, it says no mask, no service, right next to where it says no shirt, no shoes, no service. So
And it's usually in Sharpie marker on a white piece of paper or something. Like it's really, really generic. It's yeah, it's something.
this is definitely the time of handwritten signs across America's businesses.
But oh man, could you imagine if somebody did have a sign, an online sign shop, something open, and they were doing these themes in mass production? They'd have made a killing, man.
Yeah, so masks are big business now. So just pay attention to what you're buying. Pay attention to the current guidelines. Okay, nobody is a superhero. Nobody's a Superman, and none of their costumes or masks are going to help you during this time. Only being smart with your PPE is going to protect you at this time. And also, don't litter.
Definitely don't litter.
All right, so we want to thank you. We want to thank you so much for tuning in to Virtual Cafe. This was episode 13. Thanks for joining us for Mass Chat. Hope you found out some valuable information about masks in case you maybe had some misinformation. And we hope to hear from you guys soon. We hope that you're staying safe. Miss Hunt, you got anything?
No, that's it. Just be safe. That's the most important part. We all gotta see each other again. I mean that's the end game. So make sure that you put yourself in the best possible position for me to see you again. And I'm gonna do the same for you.
All right, y'all. We hope you stay safe. Take care of yourself and each other. Take care. I just did the Jerry Springer thing at the end, and I didn't even realize
Love,
that.
love, love yourselves and each other. I heard it.
Take care of yourself and each other. I was like, where is that from?